The Freedom Statue, Zambia's symbol of independence, the depiction of the colonial struggle of the black people of the country, the fight and victory over British imperialism. It stands here to remind us who we are and what we've been through as Zambians, so that we can remember, so that we can always remember the 24th of October and what that day truly means to us as a nation, the sacrifice, the blood, the lives that we lost to gain our independence, for us to enjoy our liberty and sovereignty as a country. Here stands the Freedom Statue. The statue depicts a man breaking the chains of colonialism. This sculpture was actually inspired by real-life events in the story of a man. But who is this man? And how did this come to be? And who sculpted him? Curiosity will be put to ease as the questions will be answered through this video. Welcome to Channel 10,000 BC, a series of moving statues. The statue was made in celebration of Zambia's 10-year independence anniversary in 1974 to honor all the freedom fighters of the nation. Said to have been designed by artist Aquila Simpasa, the winner of the nationwide competition for the making of the Freedom Statue. Simpasa was unable to immediately go ahead with the project, for he had never worked with bronze, so the making of the statue was handed over to British sculptor James Butler, a member of the Royal Academy of Art.
I had the job, sometimes a mother, mostly me, of taking her to
The man who made the majestic 12-feet Jomo Kenyatta statue, placed in the center of Nairobi in 1973 for Kenya's 10-year anniversary of independence. James Butler sculpted the statue based on Simpasa's drawings and believed to have used images of former Mr. Zambia John Mwale of the 1970s. This sculpture embodies the struggle for Zambia's independence. The human body sculpted to perfection, the physicality of a struggle, the strength of man breaking away from bondage, making the Freedom Statue one of the most famous and still one of the best statues ever made even after years of being erected. Located at the government complex in Lusaka, unveiled on the 23rd of October 1974 to celebrate Zambia's 10-year independence anniversary, the event welcomed leaders from the neighboring countries of Africa of the 1970s. The president of Zaire, Mobutu Sese Seko, now the country known as the Democratic Republic of Congo, President Samora Machel of Mozambique, Julius Nyerere, the president of Tanzania, and the president of the ANC, Oliver Tambo of South Africa, who was exiled in Zambia. And just by looking at this magnificent 12-feet statue, you can't help yourself but ask, who is this man? Who inspired the depiction of the Freedom Statue? Well, the man immortalized in bronze is Mpundu Mutembo, nicknamed Zanco, a freedom fighter who was born in the colonial town of Abercorn in the northern province of Northern Rhodesia in 1936, in the town now known as Mbala. He had a twin brother by the name of Arnold, thus his name Mpundu, which means twin, and together they would get involved in the fight against the colonial rule as teenagers in 1954. They dropped out of school after the death of their father and their educational ventures ending in Standard 4. They joined the political struggle, which was led by Simon Mwansaka-Pwepwe and Robert Kapasa Makasa in 1957. After suffering from beatings by colonial authorities and facing imprisonment in Northern Rhodesia, Mpundu was sent to Kenya with 7 other freedom fighters, where Dedan Kimathi, a senior military and spiritual leader of the Mau Mau, was leading a rebellion against the colonial rule in the territory, then known as British East Africa. The mission of being sent to Kenya was so that the freedom fighters could learn how to carry out their own rebellion against colonial rule back in Northern Rhodesia. When Mpundu Mutembo returned from Kenya, he worked closely with Kenneth Kaunda and Simon Mwansaka-Pwepwe in the campaigning and mobilizing the people of the country in the fighting for independence. Mpundu would speak first before Kaunda and other leaders would address the masses. He would rally the crowds and letting people know how bad and cruel the colonial government was and why it was important to fight for freedom. In 1958, in the township of Chilenje, Mpundu was given the nickname Zanco and come to be known as Zanco Mpundu Mutembo. A national youth chairperson in the political struggle, Mpundu was tasked to deliver a letter to the government house, now known as the State House, a letter written by Kenneth Kaunda, addressed to the governor, Sir Arthur Benson, to protest against a clause in the Northern Rhodesian Constitution that gave Europeans an advantage over the native populations of Africans. After he delivered the letter, he was stopped as he was about to leave. He was beaten and tortured. But around 15 hours the same day in Chilenje, he was celebrated as a hero at Kaunda's office. In 1961, Mpundu would get word that his twin brother Arnold was killed, beaten to death, by the colonial police officers, including 7 other freedom fighters, during the Chachacha uprising. In the quest to denounce the Northern Rhodesian Constitution, Mpundu was taken to Cairo Road opposite the main post office, where he climbed a tree with a megaphone in hand. And around 6 o'clock, he started to proclaim his message of freedom, but was soon surrounded by police officers who threatened to shoot him if he didn't get down from the tree. Mpundu was arrested, and the tree was then known as the Zanco tree. Mpundu appeared in court after being involved in a political fight in the township of Matero. He was badly beaten and lost his front teeth. The judge asked him to demonstrate what had happened. Mpundu walked across the courtroom from the witness box and punched a white prosecutor in the face and giving him a bloody nose. This was a rebellious act to oppose the British colonial government. His punishment would be 10 years of imprisonment plus 4 lashes for punching the prosecutor, and he was sent to the Livingstone State Prison, where he witnessed the executions of 3 fellow native Africans who were accused of murdering a white man. Kaunda would visit Mpundu and negotiated his transfer to another prison, and Mpundu was then sent to the Mukoweko Maximum Prison in Kabwe. In 1963, with Zambia's independence now being inevitable, Sir Evelyn Horn, the last governor of Northern Rhodesia, asked Kaunda for a symbol of the new nation, with the obvious being Mchinga escarpment of Victoria Falls. But Kenneth Kaunda and the political party of UNIP would choose the young freedom fighter in Zanco Mpundu Mutembo to be the new symbol of Zambia. Seen as a hero just like Simon Mwansa Kapwepwe, he was then told that he was chosen to die for the nation and that he should be strong. So Zanco Mpundu Mutembo was driven to the police headquarters in Lusaka, and after being interviewed, he was taken to a room where 18 military officers stood with guns. He was handcuffed and ordered to break free. If not, he would get shot on sight, somewhat like taunting him. But shockingly, he pulled as hard as he could and broke free from the chains in full view of the officers, which seemed like the works of magical powers. He was set free and now seen as a national symbol. He was given an official vehicle, the Land Rover station wagon, with initials SNNRG, symbol of the nation, Northern Rhodesian government. He was given a Union Jack, a piece of farm in Abercorn, a house in Woodlands. And on the 24th of October 1964, Zanco Mpundu Mutembo, together with all the Zambians, would celebrate the birth of the new nation. With blood, life, and sacrifice, it was done. The fight and struggle of independence was over. Zambia was now free. And Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, the first president of the Republic of Zambia, declared Mpundu Mutembo as a national symbol. The statue is seen on our currency on every Zambian note.
I'm the one who breaks the chain against the imperialism and the colonialism. Stop ruling us.
The freedom statue can depict one man, but portrays every freedom fighter that fought for our freedom. I know, the list of our heroes can seem endless, but it's a list every Zambian child should have, not only our political heroes, but all those who gave their lives for our glory, in the name of Zambia. This is their statue, for us to always pay homage and respect for their sacrifices, for us to even shout and sing our freedom, for our voices to be heard through the national anthem. It's because they stood up and fought for what we enjoy today, our freedom and sovereignty as a nation. This video is in honor of all those who fought for our independence, the ones we know by name and the ones who will forever be nameless. From channel 10,000 BC, a series of moving statues.
can shut my t-shirt high. You see, I was undergraft. Banani manga simbi. Manje banani manga simbi. Nikuniuza ati kama tulidaule. Manje namba kupulinga na pambo jamu. Tuma undergraft tutatuna chok. Puru upon not surrounded with army officers, 18, surrounding me with guns, firing scuttle, what and so on. Then lucky enough, I imagined to break the chain. I was not shot.
I don't know how to sing, but for now let me build you a statue.